Hey y'all, Broke Guy here, doing a quick review on the TRU Max 4 Pro and the TRU Boss X thumb releases. There's a lot of similarities between the two, but there's also quite a bit that is different. Starting out with the TRU Max 4 Pro. It's a great thumb release right out of the box. I'm not a professional shooter. I don't do competitions or anything like that. So I started out with the TRU Max 4 Pro when I switched to thumb release. This is my first one that I bought. I found this one online for about 80 bucks. They sell them for about 100 in the big box stores. But I found this one brand new for $80 online. Getting some basic features of this one is it has a 4-finger release, or it's a 4-finger release. They also make a 3-finger version. It has the clamps on the front on the Max 4 Pro and 3-finger version. Push down, it opens up, but once you release, it closes automatically. It's got that spring tension in there. Another cool thing I really love about these is it has a swivel head, so it's 360. So open it up, it still swivels. Close it, it swivels. The cool thing that I love about the swivel is once you put it on there, on your D-loop, and you close it, I pull back like this, and then when I'm ready to shoot, I turn my hand and put it up towards my jaw, and it allows there to be no torque on my D-loop or my string with the 360 head that it has on there. On the back, there's an adjustability pin. It's a screw that you use an Allen wrench, very small Allen wrench, to adjust it. It adjusts the travel. There's not much play in here. It's a very tight trigger. What I mean by play is how much you have to move it before you see a response in the jaw. There is quite a bit of travel in here. So from this position to where the jaws are fully open, there's quite a bit of travel. So one thing that I quickly noticed when I started shooting this is when I was ready to shoot and you have your pin right on your target and you're ready for the arrow to go down range, you start pushing, it might not release. So you'll feel some travel and it's still not released. Do a little travel, still not released. And you can see how far this has to open, or this how far the thumb release has to go down before the jaws are fully open. Back here you have your thumb barrel, thumb drum, or just your thumb piece back here. It can move all the way up or all the way down. I've tried it in a bunch of different positions. When I have it back here, it's pretty comfortable when it's in the back region of my thumb and allows me to push down. You can use this as a straight up trigger, or you can put it up here and just kind of squeeze your hand, or you can also kind of treat this as a back tension. The thing about the adjustability of this screw is I tried to get it down as far as I could to the sensitivity that I wanted it, but with the spring keeping the jaws closed, there was a point to where it just wouldn't hold the D-loop anymore. So when I got it down to what I thought the sensitivity would be good and work for me, I just simply couldn't hold the string back. I would get about halfway a draw, and then the spring would just give out, and the jaws would open, and I would get half a shot, and then the arrow would fall on the ground. So I could never get the sensitivity back here to what I wanted it to be. Thus, I outgrow the release fairly quickly. I only had it for a couple months, and I was ready to go to a more professional release. So that brings us to the Boss X. Right out of the box, I love this release. It's great. If you're looking to just get into target practice or just getting into the thumb releases, don't be afraid to jump directly to the Boss X. I paid $80 for the Max 4 Pro, and I paid about $170 online for the Boss X. Now, if I had to do it all over again, I'd probably just go straight to the Boss X. A couple different features about these. About this one is it has the locking mechanism in the back and has a very sensitive trigger. The jaws on the front, similar to the Max 4 Pro, but when you release the trigger, the jaws just stay open. It has a spring tension that shoot the jaws open, which is really nice. And it has a sear inside that keeps it shut and locked in there until you're ready to send an arrow downrange. So this has an adjustability or a travel screw in the back, which you can set the travel, and it has a lock on the side, a locking screw to keep that travel screw from vibrating out of place when you're launching your arrows downrange, when you're firing your bow. So that keeps it locked into place. So any vibration, it kind of prevents that screw from moving. Another feature that this has is the tension screw at the top. So you can adjust the screw on top and really tweak how much tension you're going to put on the trigger. Back here, your thumb trigger on the Boss X has an extension. Starting to get some comparisons between the two. This one does not come with an extension, so it's what you see is what you get. You could buy the extensions, I think, on TRU's website for $10. If you're going to get the Max 4 Pro, I highly recommend getting the extension for your thumb trigger. One of the biggest reasons I recommend it is because when you're holding it normally and you have it set to where you like it, once you put it on the D-loop and you're pulling your bow back, it doesn't perfectly sit. It's not hard to see. It doesn't perfectly sit right there in your thumb because you got so much tension. So it sits there kind of on the ball of your thumb right there. So with the extension, it's easy to pull back and get it in a better place that you feel comfortable. Another reason I love the TRU Boss X over the Max 4 Pro is it locks in there and you can really get the sensitivity down to a higher degree of what you want without worrying about the ability of, or a lack of ability to pull your bow back. I shoot a 65-pound bow, and I have not had a problem with this one, mainly because it has a locking sear on the inside. Another comparison between the two is the amount of travel. So I got this down to about as far as it will go, and it's still a lot of travel. So pushing this down, watch the thumb release, or watch the thumb trigger, and you can see how far it goes down to get the jaws fully open. Now, looking at the Boss X, this one's already locked and cocked and ready to rock. let's see how far it takes to get the jaws fully open. Let's see how far of a travel it takes. Not much at all. And this is straight out of the box, so I haven't even adjusted the sensitivity of it yet. Of course, the Max 4 Pro is a whole lot cheaper. Coming in at about $80 brand new online. The Boss X comes in about $170 online. But it is so much more worth it, in my opinion, to just save a little extra money or put a little extra money down and get the Boss X. If you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like to ask that I didn't cover in this video, just leave a comment, and I'll do my best to answer it for you. I appreciate you watching, and like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, hanging out with Broke Guy. See ya.